G'day, Ben here from DigiTLC. Today, we're going to be talking about social media tools. And these are the things that are going to make your life a heck of a lot easier when it comes to creating and posting engaging content online. So, I'm actually going to share my screen today. So, let me just get that up and running so I can share with you my favorite tools. There we go. So, one of the things when it comes to social media is it can be extremely time consuming if you're not sure, how to go about creating your content and not just creating the actual content itself, but also knowing what content to create. And there's a heap of different tools that you can use. Some of these are free, some of them are paid. Most of the free ones will be very limited, or they'll put watermarks on what it is that you do. So you just got to keep that in mind. If you want to be professional, I would suggest paying for some of these things. They're not very expensive and they'll make your life a whole bunch easier. So the first one that I've got up here on the screen is Canva. You're probably familiar with Canva. Most people are. It's a really good tool for creating graphics. As time has gone on, Canva has got better and better and better. You can create video in there. There's stock photos. There's elements. There's icons. There's templates. Boy, oh boy, I can't even imagine, where I probably don't know everything that is in there. So, as well as being able to upload your own images. Now, the reason why I love Canva is because it creates a simple way, or gives you a simple way for you to do what can be quite complicated. So, when it comes to creating different layers on an image where you might put your logo on, you might have different elements and combining them all into one. Before Canva, really, you needed to know how to use Photoshop. Or you could get away with a really dodgy Word document, So Canva has really changed the way people create their graphics. The other thing is it's easy once you've created one, you can actually resize them for different platforms. A little bit of mucking and tweaking around to get it right, but you can easily go in and do that. So Canva is probably the first tool that I would recommend if you're looking at doing social media. Now, Canva has a stack of images in there, but one of the things that you will struggle with sometimes is where do you find good photos to use for your social media posts. So the second one I'm going to show you is Pixabay. Now, Pixabay is a website that essentially has a whole bunch of creative people upload their images and allow you to use them for free. Um, Now, when I say that, there's some restrictions about how you can do that. You've usually got to give them a mention some way, or give them credit for the image. And there's also the opportunity for you to pay for images, but you can very quickly do a search based on what your business is. So, for example, if you're a dentistry practice and you want images, to post for your dentistry social media, you can see just how many there are here, and they're all free. So you just create an account, you can download these. You can see that they make their money, I would say, from these iStock photos, which are sponsored images in every search that you do. And if you do click on one of these, you'll go through to iStock, which is a site where you have to pay for your photos. But as you can see, there's lots and lots of free ones here. And it allows you to quickly find things. So, maybe you're in, I don't know, you're a mechanic. You just type in the keyword and you'll find all these amazing images. So a really great tool for you. And you can download these images, for example, you can upload those into Canva and start using those to create amazing posts in Canva. I'm going to jump into a research tool now, because you're probably wondering, well, how do I know what my followers are looking for? And let's use dentist as an example. Now, you'll see this is a website called answerthepublic.com, and it allows you to do a keyword search to see what is it that people are actually looking for using search engines, for example, using Google. And it's easy for you to be able to then quickly come up with content topic ideas. So let's say you're a bit stuck on what blog post to write, or what video to make for your YouTube channel, or what Facebook Live to do this week, then this is a great way to do it. So let's say you're I don't know, like a family lawyer. If I put in family law, and you can put anything you like in here. So all I've done is, it says use 1 to 2 words for best results. I've put family law. You can select what country. So I'm in Australia, so I'm going to keep it on Australia, and then English, and just hit search. Now what it's going to do is it's going to go and search the internet, and it's going to come back to me with what it is that people are looking for around family law. And you can see there's 382 results, and you can see that there's all these different content topic ideas So questions, prepositions, comparisons, and then you can see it's in an alphabetical sort of list down the bottom here. And you can download this data, so you can save the data, and that way you've got it for yourself as a CSV file or Excel, and that way you can use it. So if you go to the data, you can download the data. As you can see on the right here, there's a little download arrow. I really like this visualization where you can go, okay, well, family law or commercial law, that's obviously people, wondering whether they should do law. You can see here, as you go down, those different questions that you'll see. Let's go back up to the top here. Questions around family law. So, will family law return? You've just got to go through and read. Some of these are actually, never going to be relevant to what they're just weird. No one's going to really search it, but certainly gives you an idea of what some of the things people are searching. And family law is probably a very unique niche to search in there as an example, but it works really well. The only thing with this is you are limited, I think, to 3 searches per day. So, if you want, for example, plumber, I put plumber in there. Let's see, it wants me to register now. I've done too many searches today, so this is what happens. But answerthepublic.com is a really good tool for you to be able to come up with topics and content ideas to help you when you're creating your social media post. The next one's called RetouchUp. Now, this is another really good tool. Showing you Canva and showing you Pixabay is a great way to get photos and start to make composites of those photos. But if you want those photos edited in any particular way, let's say you download a photo from Pixabay and you want parts of it removed because you're not happy with that, or you just want to use, for example, let's say you go to Pixabay, you do a search, and what you want is you just, this image here, for example, you just want the red car, you don't want all these things around it. You can then go to this RetouchUp and you pay a fixed fee, and you can get them to touch it up for you. And I think it's about $2.50 for something very basic, $5 for something. Yeah, see, it's complete retouch, $2.50, complete plus, and then special services. So the most you'll pay is $10 an image. And you can see they can change the color of an item, background replacements, add or remove people, remove building cars, lens flare, hotspots, take off 10 years, 20 pounds, etc., whatever you want. So really what this does is this recruits a team of people that are specialists in Photoshop to take your photo and fix it the way that you want it. So a very, very easy way to do that. So, we all know as business people, our time is not best spent trying to learn another piece of software. If you want a particular image to be manipulated in a way for your marketing, then retouchup.com is a really easy way to do it. I think they get it done in 24 hours from memory. And you can see here, clipping path. So that's just remove the background. Standard color correction, very cheap. So that's probably for people that are doing things like, weddings, etc., for bulk. They also have video editing services. So they have a whole bunch of things that you can do. But I think for the main thing is if you're creating images for social media, you might just want to make some changes, remove something, add something, compile something together. The clipping path is when you see the cutouts. So a clipping path is typically a cutout image. So that there is a clipping path around that car, for example, and each of those objects have been clipped around. And so it enables you to do that for, just a few dollars. It saves you having to do it yourself. So retouchup.com is that next one. The next one I've got for you is Unfold. Unfold is an app that I actually have not used myself. I've recommended it to a couple of people and they absolutely love it. It makes it really easy to create Instagram stories. And so it's one of the apps that I think is sort of emerging. I think it's owned by Squarespace, which is a website hosting company. So they're obviously going to be slowly unveiling this, I think, to more and more people. But it allows you to quickly create really good Instagram stories. And there's a whole bunch of graphics and stuff in there. There's a stack of templates. So you can use these templates to quickly make your images look different. So, for example, you can see film templates, borders, etc., ripped pages, all of the effects that are very difficult to do if you're going to try and do them yourself or very costly. And this just does it for you. And like most things, there's a free and then there's a pro version, which is pretty normal. Another good one, which I love for research, BuzzSumo. Find the content that performs the best. So in here, once again, you can put some sort of a keyword in there, and you might just put something in there that's nice and simple. Let's put in photographer. Photography. Let's put in photography. Find content. And what BuzzSumo does is it searches the internet and finds some of the best content that's already been created. And you can see here that it's rankings. It's giving you, how much Facebook engagement has this had, how many Twitter shares, how many Pinterest shares, engagement in Reddit, which is like a blogging community, number of links to that thing, the Everscreen score. So there's a score of how long it will go, and then total engagement. So it just gives you a real good understanding of other people's content and how it is performing. And this gives you don't want to be copying these people, but just gives you some idea of the things that are sort of trending right now in the internet around your topic. So you're able to have a look and see what, and you can see I've got the last 6 months, all countries. You can then go through and filter by your country. So let's just put Australia in there and apply that. And let's just see what happens. So last 6 months, you can sort of see what's been trending. Some of it's going to be topical, like Robert Irwin announces a new photography book about Australia ahead of Steve Irwin Day. So for those in Australia, you understand, he was pretty famous, Steve Irwin. So you might be able to leverage off of that for your content. So if you've got something to do with photography and you know that Robert Irwin is announcing a new photography book about Australia, then you could use that as some topic on your Facebook Live, maybe a podcast, maybe some Facebook posts, maybe an email marketing piece out to your database, and it allows you to go through. You can have a look at the actual content itself as well by clicking on it. It's just loading up. So this is the actual content on the news site. There's a video, but it sort of gives you a bit of, the ability to even link to this in your own blog post and use it for yourself. So it's a great tool from that perspective. So that's BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo is a really, easy tool to use. Once again, it's free. And then you can, once you pay, you get more analytics with it as well. So I'm just showing you all the way it works for free. And the final one that I've got for you is Sendible. Now, Sendible is a tool that we use to manage all of our social media posting, gives us reporting on what's working and what's not. You may have already seen that inside of Facebook, for example, there is a scheduling tool. This is what this is. Sendible is a tool that does scheduling and a whole bunch more. So if you want to manage all of your social media, if you want your social media to be, you want to be able to load it all up at the beginning of the month and just let it take care of itself, then this is a great tool for you. And I'm a big fan of anything that automates the whole process. And I think this tool here is probably the one. It's the one that we pick. We personally use it. So all of our clients that we work with are loaded up using Sendible. They have a login and they're able to go in and schedule their own content as well. So we have a white labeled version, which is pretty common with this type of thing. But you're free to go and check out Sendible for yourself. There is a free trial. If you do start up on it, just send them an email, let them know I sent you. I don't get any commissions, by the way. Just giving you what we think is really good. So they do a 14-day free trial. You will need to pay after that, but you don't need to put your credit card in to do your free trial, and then you can cancel at any time. I think once you sign up, so they don't have minimum contracts like a lot of these other tools have. But they'll give you a great start when it comes to social media marketing. So there you go. There's my top. I think I went through 7 social media tools, everything from creating your content to researching, where to post your content, to making your life a bit easier with creating stories on Instagram, which are working really well right now, and just some things that you can do. One of the things that we did this year, at the beginning of this year, I wrote a complete guide on marketing on Facebook. Had 17 different ways you could generate leads and sales on Facebook. It has been downloaded hundreds and hundreds of times since we released it. And I want to give you the opportunity to grab a copy before 2022 is over. It will get revised for 2023. There won't be a lot of changes. So what's in there right now is still working really, really well. So it's got 17 ways for you to generate leads and sales on Facebook. It also has a bonus 3-step process for creating Facebook ads or Facebook posts that work, that get engagement, that get people, opting in, get people buying from you, booking appointments, whatever it is you need. So the 3-step process that I use is also in that guide as a bit of a bonus for you. So 17 different ways you can market on Facebook. Some are free, some are paid. And then the 3-step process to help you to be able to create amazing posts and ads. So down in the description or the link down below in the comments, you will find a link to go and download that guide for yourself. If it is 2023 when you're watching this video, we'll still have a link down there. We'll just update the guide for 2023 and you'll get the latest information as soon as we have it created. Up until then, whatever you download is going to work just gangbusters for you. All right. Once again, thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video and you got a lot out of these different tools. Hopefully they help you as much as they've helped me and my clients to get great results when it comes to their social media marketing. Until next week, I hope you generate lots of leads online. See ya. G'day, it's that time of the week where we talk about things that'll help you with your digital marketing. My name is Ben Futrell and thanks for tuning in. As today we're going to talk about how to stay on top of social media trends. It's one of the questions that I think a lot of people are asking because there's no doubt that when it comes to social media, things are changing all the time. It can be different platforms. There's different ways of using social media. Right now, for example, video is really hot. And, as much as you see things like TikTok taking off, I actually don't like TikTok because it is teaching people to have a really short attention span, as will the reels and the videos, etc. I've even noticed on YouTube now that they are really pushing YouTube shorts. So how do you keep up with trends? How do you keep up with what's going on? And what are the best ways for you to make sure you stay on top of your social media when it comes to creating good content that's engaging and that will get you results when it comes to marketing your business? Well, a good trick that I learned, not just for social media, but for marketing trends many years ago, was to use a thing called Google Alerts. Now, Google Alerts is available for you for free on your computer. I'll just share my screen. And essentially, what it does is allows you to, let me see, why won't it share my screen? Oh, boy, don't you love live video? Let me try again. We want to share a screen. There we go. Sharing now. Bang. There it is. So this is what Google Alerts looks like. And it's pretty simple. I'm just logged in with my Gmail account. Please don't send me spam. But here you can create an alert about anything. And you can create an alert, for example, if you want an alert about your company name. So I'll use mine, for example, DigiTLC. Then it will show me anything that has got anything straight away. It's going to tell me everything that's got anything to do with DigiTLC on it. You'll see that coming up down there, that all the web sort of listings that show up. But then it will also alert me when something first gets indexed from that. And what that means is when Google first discovers anything that's posted with that name in it, it means that I can use this as an alert for things about my industry or my business. For example, I could put something in here like, SEO update. Now, if I put it into quotes like this, it actually changes the search to be an exact match of that term. And what this means is that I will get notified every time that there is some sort of an SEO update or somebody posts about SEO updates. I could do the same thing for something like, TikTok methods, for example. If I want just those specific alerts when that content is posted or found on the internet, then I can make sure I've got alerts set up for that. So that's one way you can do it. So just go to Google, type in Google Alerts, and you'll pretty quickly find how to go about setting those up. It's really easy to do. And that's a great way for you to keep tabs, not just on what's happening with social media, but what's happening in your industry, because industry news will send you an alert. So if somebody posts something about your particular product, service, or industry, you'll get alerted. The second thing that you can do is follow key influencers and other brands on social media. So, never be afraid to like or follow somebody who is a competitor or is a brand that you deal with, because maybe they post something that gives you an insight into what the trends are, and you can have a look at what their posts are doing. So if you're following them, or even social media influencers, if that is something that happens a lot in your industry, then you can sort of see how they're using social media in the best possible way to reach your target market. The other thing you do is follow influencers that aren't necessarily related to your business, but they are definitely influencing your target market. So for example, let's say that you're an electronics retailer. You might find somebody that has a YouTube channel, an Instagram, a TikTok, something that is a reviewer of electrical equipment. You could then follow that person and just see, how are people engaging with that particular influencer? What type of content are they creating? And what sort of responses or comments or conversations are they having with that follower database? Because if it's your target market, you can sort of see what they best respond to. The third thing that I think is really important is to do some training. And the easiest way to do that is to attend conferences and events. And there's a lot of online events these days, very easy for you to get along to, for you to be able to go and learn new things. One of the events that I loved was Social Media Marketing World. I went across to San Diego just before the pandemic. It is back on again in San Diego in March for 2023. Not sure I'm going to get there this year. I've got too much on already booked in my calendar. I would love to be there. But the good news is you can buy an online ticket. So really good event. If we scroll down this page here, they've actually put a page together of all the events that they recommend you go to throughout the year. And you can see there's a heap here. Now, most of these around the world, not so much in Australia. I don't think any of them are actually in Australia, but some of those are also online events, but these are all over the world. So, plenty of things you can do, but you can see they also tell you about, Social Media Strategy Summit. You can see online event. You can see down here, Social Media Strategy Summit for first responders, for government. So they've got different, a lot of different events on there. They've got a full list of them. So get yourself into some of those events. And if you don't want to travel, if you're not sure they're going to be valuable for you, just start with some online events, because there's a lot of really knowledgeable people at those events. Typically, the speakers are people that are involved in social media marketing every single day of the week, and they know what the trends are. They know what's happening, and they allow you to sort of keep an eye on what's going on. On that note, podcasts can also be a great way as well. So I really highly recommend you look for podcasts. There's one that is done daily by a fellow called Neil Patel. I can't remember the name of the podcast, but he does it daily. It's usually only 5 to 10 minutes, but it is something that's happening in the social media world. For example, this morning I listened to his podcast, and it was his prediction of what was going to happen with SEO trends in 2023. And he's been doing it so long, he really does sort of know what's happening. So it's good. All right, number 4. This is the fourth way that you can keep on top of that, and is to keep an eye on your competition. So make sure you are checking their social media pages. Have a look what type of content they're creating. Are they running polls, competitions? Are they doing video? Are they doing before and after photos? Are they doing case studies? Are they posting every day? Are they posting several times a day? Are they on TikTok and got a huge following? If you're thinking about going on a new platform and you go, you know what, I might try TikTok, before you make that leap, look and see if your competitors are there. And if they are there, have they got a big following? Now, that's not going to definitely tell you whether or not it's a good thing to do, but it will at least give you a bit of an insight into whether or not, because if they are there and they have a huge following and lots of engagement, that tells you your audience is there and it's a good place to be. If they are there and they're not doing very well, it doesn't mean it's not a good place to be, but there's just no proof that it is, right? So just be careful when you're making those decisions. But I would definitely look at what they're up to and give you a bit of an idea as to what they're doing that is really effective, so you can not copy them, but get some insights and some ideas as to what you could do to better engage your audience on social media. Alrighty, now we have a brand new guide for 2023 to how to generate leads and sales on Facebook. And I know that a lot of you have struggled with Facebook marketing. In this guide, we have 17 different ways that you can generate leads on Facebook. Some are free, some are paid. The reality with Facebook these days is you've got to pay to play if you want to seriously get effective marketing happening on the platform. But we have 17 different ways. Plus, in this brand new 2023 guide, I have a 3-step process that I use to write ads and posts that get engagement more so than any other thing. And they work super effective. So you get the 17 ideas, plus you'll get the 3-step process for writing an effective ad or Facebook post. We're going to pop a link down in the description right now. It is digitlc.com.au/Facebook guide. Go there. It's absolutely free. Of course, you have to give me your email address and your name to get it. If you do not want anything else from me after you get the guide, just unsubscribe. Nice and simple. I will not be offended. But if you stay subscribed, every single Tuesday, we send out a Tuesday traffic report, which gives you the latest and greatest information that you need to know about succeeding with your digital marketing. All right. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.